Hi everyone, thank you for tuning to my channel. I am Valerie and this is Ask Val Question channel. You ask me a question and I give you answer. For those of you who don't know me, I am a life coach and motivational speaker. I specialize on health and fitness, relationships, self-assessment, and stress management. Today's subject that I'm talking about is interesting because it's about relationship. Everybody talks about relationship all the time. How to reduce stress in your relationship with effective communication skill. That's what I'm going to talk about today. But before I talk about that today, we all know every time when New Year comes in, the three top resolution that people are making. One is to get healthy and fit and look good. The other one is to make money, to increase their salary or to make get a better job, build up their career. And the other one is to find a love or improve the relationship that you're in. So all of these things are very, very good, which I'm going to make a video for each one of these topics. But for now, let's talk about relationship. This video is for people that are already in a relationship, that have been married for a couple of years, that have been living together for a couple of years, that are engaged, or that are just start going out and trying to be with that person and start a relationship. This information is coming from my own experience because I was married and divorced and I was engaged and I broke up my engagement and I've been around. So from people that I work with, a lot of clients that I work with had a relationship problem. So I kind of gather all those information to share it in this video with you guys, so hopefully you guys can get some idea out of it and apply it to your own relationship. And also, I travel around the world, so I did talk to a lot of men and women about relationship, and I got their perspective, and I got their ideas and how they're successful in a relationship or why their relationship is not going well. So I took their advice and their information to share it with you guys. So we can all look at it, and like I said, not all, but even if you pick a couple of things and apply it to your relationship to make it better, it's worth it. So stay with me, and I'm going to go through all of these things that are important in a relationship that a lot of us are taking for granted. Not a big deal, just taking it for granted because we've been with each other for a while. One of the things that people do is when they argue in a relationship, and we all do, and nothing wrong with that. It's a healthy relationship. Sometimes agree to disagree. Everybody has their own opinion. So what you need to do to prevent argument to turn to a fight is sometime just listen to the person and look at the whole situation from their point of view, because a lot of time arguments happen when the other person is coming from work or had a bad day, or mom being home all day with the kids, she's in a bad mood, or the person's being home, or they got a phone call from somebody, something happened, they're upset. So when their partner comes home or the partner is home, they start an argument and then they go on, not necessarily trying to fight, but kind of vent. And the other person get offended and they start saying things, and next thing you know, the whole thing turns to a fight. That you can avoid that simply by looking at it from their point of view and think about it, why this person out of nowhere come in and talking about this subject and getting angry. So, and a lot of us, we do take that for granted. I know I do, because when I was in a relationship, when I was talking to the person and they were trying to tell me something, if I had a bad day, I was already in a bad mood and I would be very defensive and go and try to vent. But when we're mad, we say things that we don't mean. And the other person taking it as in like, what just happened here? And that turns to a huge fight and lasts days and days and days. It can carry on and goes to something that should never happen in the first place. Other thing that we all do, and I know I did, like I said, I've been to a lot of relationships, so I learned a lot. You really don't listen. So it's very effective that if you are in a relationship, once in a while, you should just listen, and listen carefully. And I don't mean by just sitting there thinking about the next football game or thinking about the next basketball game or music or work or whatever the case may be, and your body's there but your head is someplace else. And the same thing with women. We're sitting over there while the guy's talking, we're thinking about a lot of other stuff. I have to do the laundry, I have to clean up the house, I have to take care of the kids and all that. No, actually be present and listen, not only physically, but emotionally. And sympathize with the person. Just listen, because again, sometimes we just like to vent. It's not about you have to solve the problem. There's nothing to solve. Especially when a woman talking, because woman has a lot of emotion and guys don't really express a lot of emotion. And don't take me on it, I'm not saying all guys, but most guys don't really express their emotion as often as women do. So sometimes it's nice to just sit back and listen to the person and let them talk, and they'll feel better about themselves. And you have a better relationship because you actually think the other person, or you know that the other person is there for you and cares for you and give you all the attention that you need. So that's one of the things that you could try, and it's very effective, and we take it for granted. We don't do it because we're so busy all the time. There's a million noises going in our head and we take it for granted and we don't do it. The other thing is that not only when you want to listen, but stay focused on the subject. I know a lot of couples that are there talking about things, but the subject would be one thing and they'll bring something up that has nothing to do with that topic. So that makes you more angry, because you can be talking about the problem that you're having right now, and the other person, woman or a man, bringing the past or the future. And you get more angry because you're saying to himself, why are you bringing the past while I'm talking about this? And I know this has happened to all of us. I know that it happened to me. So, and it makes you angry. And you're like, you're not focusing to what I'm saying. And that could be intruding in a relationship. And that's what we do. So not only listen carefully, but focus on the subject that is being talked about at the moment. Not from the past, not from the future, at the moment. As stupid as it may be, if she wants to talk about laundry, just, I know to you or to somebody else, maybe like, oh, she's talking about laundry, do I have to listen? But yeah, you do. It's important in a relationship to take some time and listen to the other person's feeling, no matter what it is. I don't care if it's small or big, you have to take time, listen carefully, and stay focused on the subject that has been talking about. Another thing that a lot of us do, I know I'm notorious for that, I can tell you from experience, so hard to admit in a relationship that you're wrong. Again, not everybody does it, but majority of us, that we have this ego that we never want to be wrong. Even we know in our heart, in our head, that we're wrong, like we shouldn't be saying that, or I shouldn't have said that. We never wanted to admit to that because of our ego. We're human, we have ego, and we always want it to be right. Once in a while, it's okay to admit that you're wrong. And that can save you so much time from arguing, from going back and forth, and try so much energy to prove yourself right when you know you're wrong. So I learned it in a hard way. It's okay to once in a while admit to your partner that you were wrong, that you made a mistake, and you learn from it, and you're not going to do it again. That's it. That could be solved in a 5 minute versus taking 5 hours fighting to defend yourself that you were not wrong. Whatever the subject may be, anything that may be, it's okay to admit to that. Another thing that a lot of people misunderstand or not applying in their relationship is they don't really take time to get to know each other. And I know this is kind of tricky to say, because a lot of you might gonna say, well, I've been married for 20 years, I know exactly who he is or who she is. Not necessarily, because as we all know, we're human, we grow, we get older, our personality change, we learn new stuff, we try new stuff. Especially with today's society, a lot of things are changing, and we try to adapt to new change. But our mentality in our relationship is still the same as 20 years ago when we met that person. And if that person changes, and act certain way, the other person kind of look at like shocked, like what's going on, what's happening. Or they just expect that other person to be the same way that he or she was 20 years ago. So it's always good to kind of go back and look at your relationship every year and see what have changed. how much we changed. Did we change for better? Did we change for worse? Are we still in the same thing and doing the same thing over and over again? And as we know, that's why people get bored. Some relationships are been together for a while, stayed the same way it was, didn't develop and didn't get better or didn't get worse, and people got bored and they start cheating, they start breaking up, they start getting divorced, all of that stuff happens. If we can prevent that by just every year look at your relationship and see where did you come from, how the relationship improved or didn't improve, and where are we going to go from here, and take some time and talk about it and discuss it. That's a healthy relationship, no matter what it is, because I may be somebody that I'm trying to do something, I'm trying something new. I should be able to talk to my partner and tell him that this is what I want to do, and I'll expect him to support me, the decision that I'm making, or not. But we have effective communication and we talk to each other, and it will solve so much problem. You'll be surprised. And don't assume what the other person is going to say, because a lot of us make a mistake assuming. I assume that you meant this. No, don't assume. Listen carefully, focus. This is what I'm trying to say, and let's just talk about this subject. So that's one thing that a lot of people are missing in a relationship, that is destroys their relationship. And it could be something really good, simply can be solved, the problem simply could be disappear, but we make it so big by not applying these things, simple things, because we take the relationship for granted. And that's one of the biggest problem that relationships are facing. Whether you're in a long-term relationship or short-term relationship, or you just started. So you have to be able to communicate. You cannot assume. You cannot think that I know the person, I know how he is. You don't. Because people change every day. People change every month, every year, for good or for bad. Not every changes are for good. Not every changes are for bad. But your partner should be aware of it. And you're supposed to pay attention in your relationship and catch these little things and solve the problem before evaluate and be like more harder or more to the extremist. So that's what you have to do. You have to take time to get to know each other. The other thing that a lot of people make a mistake in existing relationship that they don't let the other person talk, because again, and I used to do that, when that the other person and your partner starts a conversation, you kind of roll your eyes and you're like, I know exactly what you're going to say. And that's one of the mistakes that a lot of people make in a relationship. Don't do that. Don't roll your eyes, or don't even like think in your head whether you say it or not that I know exactly what you're going to say, because you don't know what they're going to say. And even if they repeat themselves over and over again, it's okay. You're there, you guys are together, you're there for her or for him to listen to that person. And once they said it, once it's out of their system, because they're just trying to vent or just trying to express their feeling, and it's over with. Versus like the first impression, because body language matters. So before they open their mouth and you're like, oh, I know what you're going to say. What do you think they're going to do? The other person feels some type of way, the other person feels like they're not wanted, they're not being supported, they're not being understood. So right there, the whole conversation is going to go because of that reaction you give before they open their mouth. So these are the couple of tips that I have that helped me in my relationship, and I hope it helped you guys in your relationship. Again, my answer to all the questions are very logic, practical, and based on reality. Because we all go through life every single day, and we see people what they do. We try to take the best and apply it to ourselves to make our life better and get rid of the other things that are not working for a lot of people. So thank you so much for watching my channel. Hope to see you guys tomorrow. If you have any comment or question, please leave your comment question below. Subscribe to our channel and follow us in our other social media network. I thank you again. So see you guys tomorrow. Bye.